back. So here we are at our new South Pole. And let me just take away the swirling stuff for a minute. And I'll zoom in a little harder for you guys. Hold up. Ooh. Well, we'll just put it right there for the moment. Put it in the middle. Okay, you can see that our magnetic signature here, we have this box shape going on. We have a nice purple something going on down here. You can see that our structure is changing. It's constantly adjusting and changing and doing different things, but it is intensifying. We have do have a defined blue, dark blue core with an outer lighter blue core with green, moving on to the red barrier around it. So here is our new South Pole, it looks like. Okay, so in the meantime, while I was looking at this, something I want to do is kind of back out a little bit, and let's go observe some other places here. This is over right just south of the Black Sea. This area is where they're having the war and stuff right now, so not good for them. Go around, and then what I wanted to point out was our flow here over the United States. Okay, look at this wild zigzag crazy flow going over the Great Lakes and escaping out through like North or New York and stuff. It dips way down here to, you know, just even with Texas, and then goes right across Texas. So you guys are going to be caught in this jet stream here. And as we come around here to this side, you can see all of this intense flow coming off of Russia here, zigzagging, dropping down this very deep trough here. So we're having some weird effects on the jet stream. Now let's go up to the top of the planet here where we were looking at yesterday. We had that weird effect going on. Now we can see the jet stream. Let's back out a little bit. Now you can see the jet stream rotating around that thing has broken up now. That was all formed yesterday is gone and now broken up. So apparently that feature has changed now and is now dragged out over to here now. So alright, let's go back, and I want to run through a couple of other things here. Where were we here? This one? Or was it this one? Oh, currents again. Currents, okay, currents, and then we want to go, whoops, excuse me. We want to go to our spot and zoom in on our spot with the currents. Alright. Yeah, they're acting all weird around this thing. Okay, let's go over to, now that we have the currents on, let's zoom out, and I want to go over to the other side of the Earth where our other pole would be forming off the coast of South America here out in this zone. And we're going to look up at that pool again where we had this zone, and I'll go through the different, where to go. I think it was this one. Alright, so I'm looking for a central rotation that's around this area. Let's pan back a little bit. Or pan in a little bit. So in this zone somewhere, we're looking for a strong rotation. This looks to be our dominant one right here. So we're zooming in on it. Okay, pull it down, zooming in on it. Okay, so here we are still with the development of what I believe to be the other pole forming. We got a nice strong vortex here. There doesn't seem to be any kind of storms around here that are feeding this. So this is a good strong vortex with our cross-shaped repulsion site right here. Okay, let me zoom in on that real quick for you guys too. And just watch that flow for a second, how both of these are right next to each other. This would be underneath, well, our site would be like right here, and the repulsion site is just off to the side of it with like our other one. And this one right next to it seems to be pretty strong too, so we're having magnetic field battles of dominance where this thing is going to position itself. Okay, let me pull that over just a little bit more and center it, and then let it play. Now notice how all the winds are coming at this and then diverging, taking 90-degree turns. Everyone, this one's coming this way, taking a 90-degree turn going out that way. These are coming in this way, 90-degree turn going up. These are coming in 90 and going down. These are coming off 90 and down. This cross-shaped structure right there is what exists at the top and the bottom at the poles, and that's where all the weather systems converge. You never see a weather system go over the pole and drop in the other side. It always comes up to this and diverges around. So this is the X-shaped repulsion site that I was theorized and now is appearing, and now is like a telltale sign of what to look for as we search for our other response to the southern pole. Okay, and it should be down here somewhere is where they were surmising. And what I need to do is go back to this. Yeah, there we go. And look for the hottest spot. Okay, so out of all of this area, I don't know if the camera's picking it up too well, it's this spot right here. So we're going to go to the winds in that area and look for our vortex with the X-shaped repulsion site. And what we have here is right above this hot spot is our rotating with our repulsion site right above it here. Let's even go in tighter. Now this one, it seems different in that, no, this is the same. Here, let me zoom in a little bit and pull it in for you guys so we get to see it on the screen. Pull it down right there is about right. Okay, notice how winds are coming up, 90-degree turning, coming up, 90-degree turning. All of this stuff is going this way and going this way, splitting in half. All this stuff is going this way, splitting in half. So you see our cross-section repulsion site at this vortex site right here, right where the hot spot is. Okay, so let's pull back out and let's look at these spots, these hotter spots on the planet here, okay? So we got this going on. We got heating going on underneath South America. It's their summertime, so we would expect to see the land heating up, all right? So that's normal. Let's go over here to Australia. Now, Australia was a lot more red yesterday. It was, red because it's a landmass that's, soaking up heat from the sun. But now today, it has turned a lighter green, and our hot spot is underwater now with a big circular round shape. Let's go into this shape here. Okay. And these are heat signatures coming off the bottom of the ocean floor. Okay. Because if it were water signatures, if this was detecting the heat of the water, well, we're on land here. So these colors are detecting the heat coming off the crust of the Earth, and here we have this strange spiral-shaped heat anomaly with a typhoon right over it. Oh, let's go to the other one here. Oh, zoom in on this, pull it over. I want you guys to look at the structure on these things, because that's just not normal. All right? I believe that. Can you see these little red lines connecting them? These making little boxes. These are our field lines, or our ley lines that it's starting to create. You can see where they're going to be at or positioned when this thing finally establishes. Okay? And we have this weird shape, a magnetic anomaly with more intensive purple in the middle. It's not really picking up, but that's purple in the middle. And then I pull back, and we will go to this one now. Okay, you can see a well-established round central core. All this magnetic field line work going on here. A bent one right here. It goes straight, bends, and then hits the circle. So it's carving out and bending and shaping new magnetic field lines right here. All right, let's go to one other one. Here's a different angstrom or frequency, amplitude. Okay, showing similar structure. Let's go into another one. Okay. Here you can see these square lines, this grid work. Why are we getting heat signatures in square lines with right angles and cross sections? Why are we getting those kind of readings if it's not a new pole? Okay. There we go. You guys can see a little bit better. You see this cross right here, how it's making little squares, little grid-like structure. Let's go back and we'll hit this one too. It's a little bit different, but still we're having different temperature, cold, green, red, okay? All in one zone. All coming from this weird new spot. Almost like the red spot on Jupiter. Remember how we were saying on our list that the red spot disappeared and a new spot reappeared? Yeah, look at that. I'm moving it around because the color, and if I stop moving, it'll go to the wind, so. And then let's put it back on the wind. Oops. What's going on over this side at the wind? There we go. All right, so there's what I believe to be our new South Pole forming right here. Okay. I'd like to see anybody else come up with a different explanation to, explain what's going on here. I'd be happy to entertain their ideas as well. I'm not trying to prove that I'm right. I'm just showing you evidence of what I believe this is indicating. And, I've shown you plenty of evidence indicating a core reversal. If the core did reverse, we would see something like this, and now we're seeing it, so. Basically, just a little update on the growth of this now, because this will continue to grow. Last night it was just this little tiny red dot on there, and I thought it was what they used to mark this. See how it's a little tiny red dot? I thought that's what they were using to mark the typhoon. But later on, when I went in to zoom in on the currents, I realized we have a heat signature, the full spectrum over here, blue, purple, all the way through this, with it generating a vortex in the air column, resulting in a typhoon. Okay? Whew. I think I've explained it more than a few times now. I think you guys are starting to catch on to what's going on here, and time to start accepting the fact that we got some problems. We got some problems, folks. We got some issues here. So I think that might be it. Just kind of quick little update. There's no other instruments that I really want to look at right now, except for this. I'll be doing some more research tonight through the night because I don't sleep much anymore. I'm sure you can imagine why. All right, well, that's it for tonight, you guys. I think maybe I'll let you sit there and look at that. Anybody got any questions in the chat real quick before I wrap this up? Some questions in the chat, if anybody. Oh, I know one other thing I wanted to show you here. Let's leave this part alone. Back out and come over to the United States. Where was it? Look up here, folks. This is supposed to be a cold region. Let's get this. This is Maine. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, the Maine area. Look at this heat signature you guys got going on underneath you. Okay. Watch out for some kind of earthquake maybe in this area. I don't know, volcano eruption. I'm not sure what we're going to expect with heat signatures. They keep popping up and disappearing. Just earlier, a little while ago, there was one right here at the New Madrid, a really intense one, and now it's gone. There's still a faint little glowing dot right there, but it was pretty intense earlier. So we should be watching this area. I think these red spots, even though that one dissipated, I believe these red spots might be indicating some hotter spots, underneath the crust here. What's odd is, watch this. Do you notice how this hot spot is causing the weather to react right here? I believe the weather generation right now is because of what's going on underneath these hot spots, popping up, disappearing, popping up, disappearing. And what I wanted to do is report and warn these people here in Tennessee that they had a hot spot under them. But now it's dissipated, and we've got one here now with a storm reacting to it. See how the winds and everything are reacting to these hot spots. Then I think that was it I wanted to show you. Yeah, I wanted to show you the Tennessee thing, but now it's changed drastically to the, where is that? It's like, I wish they'd give us the states. Here's Mississippi River, so we're talking Oklahoma, Texas, underneath you guys. You guys got this little hot spot going on, and then up here in Maine, you guys got something going on up there. Let's go around the world. We have something going on here in the Atlantic too, kind of along the Atlantic Ridge. Ooh, that is on the Atlantic Ridge. So, and then again, we have weather reacting to it. See this big dip in the jet? Why isn't it flowing this way? Why is it reacting to this hot spot. Okay, let's take you let's go down to the southern hemisphere and look at this. Here we are, a temperature anomaly, a very hot one, in between South America and Antarctica. This is the coldest strip of water on the face of the planet, I think, right around this area. Even though it's their summertime, we are detecting heat plumes from next to Antarctica right here. And if we go in here, you see that weather's reacting to it. Okay, let's go over here to this one. Alright, back out, come back over to our now that just doesn't look like any other signature on the planet, does it? We just went around the whole planet, looked at all these heat signatures, and none of them look like this one right here, do they? Alright. I think maybe we'll leave it right there. Oh yeah, I forgot about the point. Let me look through the chat. Any questions? What do you think will happen as a result of this pole shift? Yes, good question. Because we are seeing what appears to be a magnetic pole shift, doesn't mean we're necessarily going to have a crustal pole shift. But we do have a change in the core's rotation, coupled with a magnetic pole shift. I believe that we are going to have a crustal pole shift as well. And you're going to see cataclysms off the chart, ones that you basically see in Hollywood. I think they've been trying to tell you this whole time, you know. Just off the chart stuff is going to start happening here soon. And I believe that this is only going to get stronger and stronger and more dominant and giving more and more readings here pretty soon. And I'm going to keep following this because it is our main concern, I believe, for the entire planet at this moment. It's just off the spot where they were calling for, you know, the pole shift. We're in a magnetic transition, magnetic field transition, which would be perfect time for a pole shift. I've showed you all that with all the instrumentation and stuff. And now I'm showing you we have a new South Pole, baby. And if I'm wrong, I'll eat crow on this one, and I'll apologize to everybody. I'm not trying to scare you guys. This is not fear-mongering stuff. I'm trying to explain what these instrumentations are reading and what we're dealing with, folks. I don't see anybody else out there figuring this out or explaining it or even noticing or capturing it. So as far as I'm concerned right now, I'm probably the leading authority on this right now at the moment. So I will do my responsibility and try to do as accurate reports as possible. If we have problems along the way, please forgive me. It's understandable. We're in a new field of science now. So there will be mistakes. There will be misinterpretations. There will be, you know, mistakes, we'll say, along the way. But I think I'm pretty sure right now that we are establishing a new South Pole. And I expect now that we are well along here, we're going to probably experience a pretty hefty earthquake, possibly. I don't know, in this region. It could be anywhere on the planet. As far as a time frame of when this event would take place, I believe it would coincide with the magnetic flip on the sun. Because the sun does a magnetic flip, not a crustal flip. just a magnetic field flip every 11 years. And it's in its cycle. It's about to do it a little bit early, but according to the charts and the readings, it's about to do it. So we're having an early change in the solar cycle as well, but it's doing its thing like it's supposed to, which could induce a magnetic pole flip on our planet. That's the magnetic pole flip. Now, with you add the factor that we have a reversed core, which I believe we do. Everybody might doubt that, but pretty soon I think we're going to find out the hard way that I was right, or that that's the case. Not that I was right, but that's the case. And then we'll entertain the idea of a true crustal displacement on the Earth and what that would look like. And I think you guys could just imagine what that would look like. Tidal waves, earthquakes, volcanoes, everything going off at once. Imagine, here, I'm going to grab the planet and shake it like that. I'm going to rotate it up like that, and then imagine what happens when you rotate something really fast like that and then stop it. All that water is going to move one direction and then slosh back and forth. I believe we'll see water go across many continents, maybe all the way across. These high mountains might stand a chance, but lowlands, I don't think, coastlines, I don't think are going to handle this too well. I mean, you want to be deep in the interior, but then you're not guaranteed safety there either, because we will have crustal upthrusts and displacement, volcanic activity, new volcanoes especially, new fault lines opening up, new fissures, new sinkholes. When the heat underneath the crust is melting away the underside of the crust. So imagine a shell, and the inside of the egg shell is melting away and falling away. When that inside of the shell falls away, it creates an empty pit underneath the ground. Eventually, that ground up above falls into said empty pit, creating the sinkhole. Okay? And we are going to see sinkholes on a massive level. Ones that would be the size of probably a city, maybe up that are miles and miles deep, with lava at the bottom or lava squirting out of them. There's so much pressure built up inside the earth that it has to come out some way, so it's going to come out in the form of volcanic activity. Any breach in the crust, it might tear and become a rip and get even bigger. So that might be why they're not fracking and halting that, because they're afraid of taking a small pinhole and tearing it wide open into a deep fissure, creating a new volcano. Okay? So everything you can basically imagine. Volcanoes, earthquakes, floods, the weather's going to change now, and change drastically. We had heard in the other report that there are 4 major storms on the East Coast the last time this happened. Well, that was the last time there was a magnetic thing like this. We are dealing with something all new that's going to create all new weather, all different cycles. Pretty soon it'll be unpredictable. The only thing that's going to be reliable will be this. Everything else will be chaos as this reliable thing keeps growing and growing and growing until we have our crustal shift, our crustal magnetic pole shift. All 3 of them at the same time. A crustal magnetic pole shift. Okay? Both of them at the same time. I thought that I'm wrong. And we have just a magnetic one that could still wreak havoc, but I don't know how much longer our radios and our internet and stuff is going to last, because this is going to have effects on that as well. All right, I think that's about all I got to say for right now. I'll let the images do the talking. Look at that, you guys. Why would a hurricane slash typhoon in the southern hemisphere have a super cold core? This this almost looks like out of uh, whatever that movie is, Day After Tomorrow, I think it is. Yeah, where there's the superstorms that freeze. This looks like it could be pulling air down from space, cold air, not from space, but cold air aloft that's way up high at the troposphere, sucking it down in a vortex type tunnel like a toilet and dishing all of this cold air. Because look, the rotation of this, it's sucking stuff in, it's not spitting stuff out. See the rotation? It's pulling stuff inward, it's not pushing stuff out. So it's pulling cold air into a core, and this blue dot right here is the cold air at the center of this vortex. It's cold air aloft being sucked down and pulled down to it. It looks like it's almost cooling the surface underneath the ocean. Okay, well, that's about it for now. I'm going to keep doing more research and more experiments and see what kind of results I get here so we can find out more side effects and things to expect, okay? If you know anybody else in this field that, excels at this, you can send them my way so we can debate and come up with even more ideas because I do well with somebody, a debate partner that we can toss ideas back and forth with. So that's where you guys come in the comment section too. Please, leave comments of what you think and other avenues that we could look at as far as side effects to look for. I gave you a huge list of side effects to look for that we're already experiencing, and we checked them all off. Every single one. The last one to check off was storm reversal, and I showed you that one last night. So we've checked off our list of 12, and we have an open gap between 12 and probably 16 or 17, where we have two new terms, oscillating magnetic field, and what's the other one I scribbled on here? Oh, a new, wait, central, what does it say? A new central magnetic pole. So if you're creating a new central magnetic pole, it should emit magnetic field lines. Okay? And I believe that this weird structure type thing, these grid-like type things, are the magnetic field lines trying to establish. They get bent, they get changed. This thing's still establishing, so it's going to bounce around and make different shapes. And I'm going to bring these different shapes to you in different sizes, and we're going to watch the intensity of this thing grow. And I pray to God I'm wrong, and this thing dissipates and goes away. But I think I'm going to be busy reporting for a while. So that's it for tonight. I'll probably try to do another earlier report like I did today before Marfugal. So I think that's about it. Do we have any other questions? How fast are the winds moving? I don't know. Let's see. I don't believe this instrument has that, and I would have to go to a weather model and do all that. That's what I'm going to be researching later on after this. So look at some other questions. What do you think will happen? Results of the pole shift answered. What was the other question I thought I saw? All right, let me scroll down to the very bottom in case I got a new question. It looks looks like. You guys are just chatting with each other. Alright. Alright. I think that's about it. God bless you all. I miss you all. I love you all. And until my next report, probably in about 10 hours or so, good luck to you all. I pray that we don't have any earthquakes or anything tonight while we're all sleeping and we wake up tomorrow to another day. All right, that's it for tonight. Love you all. Bye.